never get tired of this song, Ganja. I like this song so much.
It's a beat, dog.
It's definitely a beat. Not a good beat. It's just a beat.
Nah, man, it's a beat. That shit keeps me up at night.
Oh, man. People, how you guys doing today? We are back yet again. We came up here earlier playing some Cuphead on the Unnecessary Gaming Show number fucking whatever the fuck it is at this point. But, yeah, we gotta do another pre-show for What Up, Son? 2 shows a day with Double Toasted going on up
What
here.
Up, Son? We got the pre-show for you.
Oh, yes. And here's the biggest thing, too, that earlier I wanted to talk about this, but, I hadn't watched the trailer yet, to be honest, or, earlier on the other show. But, I did watch it a couple of times now. Oh, does it still say Cuphead, Cedric? I hope it doesn't.
It still says Cuphead.
It does?
Nah, I don't know. I'll fuck with you.
Well, don't fuck with me. I gotta know. We son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's What Up, Son? You good. You got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, but the thing is, one of the things I want to talk about earlier today was the Five Bloods trailer. Because, for one, every time the Spike Lee comes out with something, it always has a good trailer to come out with it. And I'm not entirely sure, if this is going to be something that's crazy like Chirac or actually just good in general. So we'll talk about that as well as a couple of other things. But Ganja, what have you been up to today? How you doing? All that good jazz.
Man, my head has just been bouncing like a motherfucker all day today. Honestly, we've just been sleeping and trying to stop this vertigo that's going on.
By the way, is there like some noise in the back? Like I know it's coming from you.
That's my
I know you got your fan on.
Hush, I'm trying to stay cold, all right? It's 75 degrees. Summer is here. My balls are sweating.
Okay.
And you wonder why you're sick as shit. You got that fan blowing all in your face.
I got an industrial fan too. Like this ain't no regular buy at Walmart fan. I got
Is
this
it
one
still blowing air on you? Is it still blowing cold air on you?
This shit right here is for like construction sites and stuff to keep the dust away, man. I can stay cold at night.
Are you for real?
Long.
It doesn't give you like any kind of bad breathing things or whatever the fuck?
The answer is yes.
Holy shit, that thing just fucked up his complete internet and everything. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Cedric said that everything is fine in the description, so thank you very much for telling me that. And, yeah, Roxy, are you there? Or are you at work or something? Because I forgot to check in with you.
I am not at work.
Okay. How you doing right now? You sound like you're about to whoop somebody's ass.
I'm eating chicken.
You eating chicken? Oh,
and
chicken.
Potatoes. Well, specifically barbecue chicken and potatoes.
Fucking potatoes are the goddamn best. Thank you for doing that. People, by the way, too, people are talking about, running out of food, all the shit's going on, which I don't think is as bad anymore in the last couple of weeks. But potatoes are going to sit there for $2.50. You buy a fucking thing of potatoes and you're fed the entire month. It's amazing. I love potatoes. They go bad very slow. I love them. And Jet, why aren't you eating potatoes? What's your fucking problem?
I mean, rice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just fine. Is this some fucked up rice? Because, by the way, the only kind of rice I like is the one with the Hunt's tomato sauce rice.
Just sticky rice. The gravy.
What the hell does sticky rice mean? Look, let me show you.
There's different types of rice. It's just white rice that's sticky.
Trash. Look at this. This is a rice you should be eating right here. This is Spanish rice right here. Look at that shit. So
I like that rice too. It's just not what I'm eating right now.
You're wrong. You should be eating it right now. You should be eating that. I don't like all that leaf shit. Why do people have to put stuff like that on there? Like, I'm gonna decorate it, but you can eat the decorations. Like, how the fuck does that work anywhere else in any kind of context? It doesn't work.
That adds the flavor. That's why it's in there.
Man, ain't no goddamn flavor over here. Fucking eating grass and shit like I'm a fucking cow. It's bullshit. God dang it.
Have you ever had a salad?
Wait, what happened?
Have you ever had a salad?
Yeah, that could have been a fat joke, by the way. I'm just putting.
No, because you don't eat anything. I'm actually surprised you've had a salad before.
Yeah, no.
Especially since you just insulted basic seasoning as just grass.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. I'm stupid too. You gotta put that right into the calculations of whatever the fuck.
What kind of salad do you have?
Why do you gotta ask questions? No, you know what? No, actually though, I've had lettuce. That's salad, right? You just get the bowl.
No, it's not. That's lettuce.
Okay, hold on. And I had that with celery.
Then you had lettuce and celery.
Then what the fuck is a salad? What are you talking about?
It's a mix of stuff. I mean, if you mix those two together, maybe
that's
add
what
some
I done did.
Carrots,
I put them together. I had them
maybe add some carrots and some tomatoes, a bit of seasoning.
Exactly.
Did you eat them separately?
No, they're on the same plate. I cut them up and then I ate them and I was like, oh my god, I'm miserable. And then I went to Doritos. Is this not how it works? This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you eat healthy. You try and then realize, oh wait, I'm gonna die anyway, so fuck it. And then you eat something that makes you happy, and then happiness keeps you alive longer. So that's how you do it. That's how you eat healthy. I eat for mental health, not actual physical health.
Wow. So I turned off my fan. My computer was like, fuck that. I'm not cold anymore. Turn off the internet, bitch.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. But anyways, here's the thing, though, guys. We're gonna get right into our topics and whatnot because I know for sure Corey's gonna actually be starting somewhat soon. If he doesn't start soon, then we'll just shoot the shit and talk about many of things we got going on. But one of the first things I have to bring up, man, this is a kind of a big deal, but the Five Bloods. Like I said earlier, I really wanted to discuss this earlier today, but I just didn't get a chance to watch the trailer. And plus, too, like, I don't feel like the trailer tells you a whole lot about what's going on. All they tell you is, like, yo, Spike Lee, Chadwick Boseman, and, you know, war.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. Not to say that that's not something that's effective for me. I think that's really cool, and I think that's going to be a badass movie. But, yeah, like, I mean, you said that you didn't really understand what's going on, but, like, what confused you the most, and what are some predictions you have?
So one of the biggest confusions I have for this film, and I know it's just a trailer, and this one's not trying to be a story trailer where they actually present what's going to be the acts that are going to happen, the characters are going to develop. It's just trying to be like a fancy trailer just to get the point across of different set pieces and just a basic narrative of what's going to happen. So I'm not going to like nitpick it for that. But in terms of like what kind of movie it is, I will complain about that because sometimes it gives me a vibe that it's like a World War II film, a Vietnam film, where they're basically going to just go back to these people's childhood and just fighting in the war in their early 20s, and how they come up and they dealt with it, and then have a couple flashbacks to them being old, and then they add this fucking gold element to it, where now they're on a treasure hunt, so it just turned to city slickers, as far as I'm concerned, of these old men going to a fancy place they've never been to, or where they haven't been since they were kids, and just trying to find a treasure that they buried or some shit like that. So I really don't know what's going on with the film. I'm interested in some of the dialogue that's going on, like the first half where they touch on something that actually did happen in history, where the North Korean radio station was sending songs to the black infantrymen and doing like propaganda against them, and like why are you fighting for America meanwhile you're being treated like shit and they're sending you to die. They actually did do that in North Korea. So I'm wondering if they're going to touch on like some more aspects of the war where it was more minority focused, not just like Apocalypse Now, like just staying used to like the whole situation of like, oh, we're just going to do these set pieces of Vietnam because we all know what the fuck Apocalypse Now is in all those fucking parody movies.
Exactly, yeah. Because that's the biggest thing for me. It's like, oh, they're trying to bring up Apocalypse Now because they're like, hey, you like that movie, so obviously you're going to like this movie. And it's like, okay, well, cool, but like at the same time, you know, what? Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's not giving me a lot other than just, hey, you should watch this because it's out,
Yeah.
you know, or it's going to be out.
And it's going to be a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, exactly. Which honestly is enough to sell me on certain things. But looking at this, man, apparently the movie is telling the story of these four guys that were in a war with the character of Chadwick Boseman. And essentially, when they all actually got out of there, and, you know, so many years has passed, that's why they have like a, you know, back and forth time thing going on here. These dudes come back old as fuck trying to find the remains of Chadwick Boseman, and there's a part of it where it's almost like, yeah, we don't know if he's actually dead or not because we never got his remains. So it's not only a search for a dead Chadwick Boseman or whatever, but also like if he's still alive, we need to go save him because what the fuck. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. I think that, you know, with the music they're playing too, it's very you know, it's going for a certain aesthetic, but at the same time too, it's like when this movie does shit where it's, I think it's, I don't know how to call it, I think it's or scanned in 4/3. It's like the old school TV VHS fucking feel. Here it is, actually. There's a still of it. But because they're shooting it like this, they're able to make it like they're hiding the fact that they don't have a lot of money to make this movie, but at the same time, since we have the technology that we have today, this is going to look amazing because we're going to be grading this on a, you know, visual rating system like we would back in the old days, like old movies. So it's like this is going to be the coolest looking old school movie you've ever seen, and that's how people get away with the idea of like, hey, let's purposely be cheap so we can be the best looking cheap fucking thing out there. So that's really cool. And honestly, too, some movies and some shows get lazy and they make it black and white. I appreciate that they actually allow this to be color and whatnot, too. And it has an aesthetic that's, you know, it works with, you know, the decades that they're supposed to be having this Vietnam War in. So, yeah. I mean,
I just hope it doesn't get lost in its aesthetics. And I just got to deal with another Vietnam film with just people trying to either recapture stuff from Apocalypse Now or other, like, notorious films from that decade. Or just someone just pretty much doing their own version of like, hey, Vietnam's an aesthetic, but this is really like a gold story.
One thing
find the treasure.
Yeah, the golding is kind of an off situation too, as well as the fact too that, like, by the way, they're so lost and they're like, they know what people want to see and they know what people like as far as those genres go, that they even brought this dude back, Leon the Professional. Did you notice him, by the way, when you saw the trailer?
Oh no, I didn't notice him at all.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit!
I'm used to him being Leon, so as he gets older, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it kind of threw me off too. I was like, "Holy shit, fucking crazy!" And I like how Roxy's probably writing about like, "Yeah, water's delicious. You can hear me drinking the fuck out of this thermos over here." But Roxy, what'd you feel about this? If you watched it, did you watch the Bad Five Bloods? What's it called again? The Five Bloods.
Yep.
What'd you think about it?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I had to Google it to find out what the fuck it was about. But then once I read the premise, I'm like, okay, I could get with this. It's Spike Lee. He likes to teach things and also entertain you. He has a knack for that. And it's Spike Lee, so I'm pretty much gonna watch it. The only thing was I didn't know exactly what war or time period this took in. I just looked at Garrett and I'm just like, okay, Shot in the Dark. It's a Vietnam War movie, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And like how Garrett mentioned, I hope they don't get too lost in the sauce when it comes to like the gold story. I'm I have pretty good faith in Spike Lee that he's gonna basically just be able to tie in all of these stories, multiple timelines going on pretty well. He hasn't really failed me yet on that. The only downer is like with these kinds of movies in general, I'm not saying this one in particular, but I'm sick to death of war movies. I'm tired of seeing Pearl Harbor over and over and over again, Vietnam over and over and over again, World War II, and it's always like the same narrative, like America good, everyone else bad, we great. I'm sick and tired of that shit.
Yeah, and I definitely feel the same way. At the same time, I do like my action, and sometimes the war movies give out the most realistic and most badass action, so that's why I'm a little biased with it. But I'm also having like an anti-bias, because here's the thing, hopefully I don't piss anybody off, but I'm not a real big fan of Spike Lee. There's things he's done that's been cool, but at the same time, those things are so like far back in the day that when I see something like a Chirac, which came out like in 2015, he was so comfortable, like, hey guys, like, I'm Spike Lee, you're gonna love all the shit that I do, I'm fucking amazing. And you'll get somebody, who was the guy who did Four Brothers, he died, Singleton, I think it was John Singleton, I forgot who it was. Kirk's like, damn, Nick's about to get stabbed. But there was another guy, another black director who would do movies, but he would, yeah, John Singleton, thank you. He would do stories where he would tell you so much about, like, you know, the world building, the characters, backstories of the characters, the reason why they're doing what they're doing, all this stuff, to the point where it was good for anybody. With Spike Lee, he's like, listen, I'm going for something. You just need to watch the movie and find out what the fuck I'm going for. And it's like, I don't like that. With Chirac, if you set somebody down who's not used to Spike Lee stuff, or if you set, I mean, sorry to say this, but if you set a white person down, they're not going to know what the fuck is going on. And sometimes I have a little bit of an ignorance where maybe I don't understand how certain things work, whatever, and I don't see the vision that Spike Lee was intending, and I'm just fucking confused. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this seems pretty cool and everything, but you got old dudes going back to Vietnam. They all look like they can barely fucking walk. You're going back and forth between, like, the past and the present, or fucking even future, who knows. And then they're looking for gold. This seems like some crazy Spike Lee shit, and, like, it could be super awesome, and I cannot wait to see it. And it can also be like, yeah, I missed the point. Not saying that would be something that's bad on Spike Lee's part. It's just I could definitely end up just missing the point, and it'll go right over my fucking head. Yeah, thank you, Gene. That's a perfect way to say it. Like, Spike Lee is definitely an acquired taste. But Jed, I know you probably didn't really give a shit about this trailer, but do you feel the same way I feel about Spike Lee, where, like, sometimes he's so lost within his own, like, you know, intentions that maybe he doesn't want to, like, explain or let new people come in to watch his shit? I think she's gone. Oh no.
No, I'm not. It just took me a while to unmute. But I don't really watch that many Spike Lee movies. The last one I watched was I believe Chirac, which I was kind of on because he's like, yeah, there's a lot of problems with what you're trying to go for here. Like, I don't think that shit would work. It definitely wouldn't work.
Yeah.
With this one, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I didn't know what war they were going for. I'm really not knowledgeable about that topic. I mean, it's Spike Lee. He's probably going to make it entertaining somehow, so I don't really have much to say about it.
Yeah, like, I feel like at the end of the day, this is going to be something really cool for you guys to go and watch a movie, and maybe for people who don't want to read the books or read some old shit or watch some old shit, this can kind of explain to them in a very digestible way of, like, hey, this is what people went through, and this is what this fucking feeling is like. But the biggest thing for me, and I'm trying to find a still, because they barely show me the trailer, and I don't understand why, but Chadwick Boseman, I was curious what was going on because people were talking about Chadwick Boseman losing a bunch of weight. There he is right there. But I think it's really cool that he's losing all this weight to do something like this, and I don't know if he's going to play like a very serious character or a very demented, fucked up.
I feel like he's gonna be like the cool character from like Apocalypse Now, the one that the dude from 3.5 Men played.
Really? Okay.
He's probably gonna be like the everyman that kept the group together, and that's what they bonded over. Was he was the main guy that was like, "Hey man, let's all be friends," and like everyone used him as a conduit to have friendship with everybody else. And this is just like a trip to remember them and remember him and like all the escapades they had during the war, as well as get that gold, baby.
Yeah, because he doesn't look scary or like battle torn or anything. He looks like, hey, I'm in the situation, like whatever. You know what I mean? He doesn't look.
He just throws the Black Power fist up halfway through the trailer to show that he's like the cool one.
Yeah. So that's the thing, man. Like, yeah, I feel like that would be a cool situation to see him kind of like be charismatic or whatever. But at the same time, me being the crazy fuck that I am, I do like battle torn characters or just like I fucking hate this world because fucking war, bro. And I don't know, it'd be kind of weird to see him go from like a Black Panther character to something like this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, The Five Bloods. It's gonna be on Netflix, which is really really cool. I appreciate them having so much shit on Netflix lately. I think it's kind of easier to digest that now because of the coronavirus. But there's not really a release date. I try to look around. I didn't find a release date, as well as I couldn't even find this trailer. When you were trying to like, I was trying to like look this up and shit.
Rip movie theaters.
Yeah, exactly right. Which we'll talk about that in a bit too, because I will say it's like, you know, if people do things. Oh, June 12th, really? Awesome. Fuck yeah. So shit, thank you. Gene's doing a better job of the podcast than I am, I guess.
You know, that's a good question. I wonder if they're gonna do like any Vietnam tropes of like Chadwick Boseman like dropping acid at some point in time, just like them doing like a psychedelic trip just because the fuck of it. Because I am interested in them playing Chadwick Boseman as someone else that can like be kind of charismatic and just a fun character. Because in Black Panther, he kind of comes off as the most serious one.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I don't know, because that'd be such a weird thing too, where it's like you don't want to like piss off people that are sick of seeing that in all those kind of movies, but then you also don't want to like say, oh, that never happened, because people are gonna be like, wait, are you trying to like hide something that happened in real life? What the fuck? So you kind of like, no matter what, you're gonna piss somebody off. But I don't know.
Well, they touch on it in the trailer. Like at one point, you see the soldier giving a shotgun to another soldier, and that was something that's an actual like video that they recorded from the news stations of soldiers getting high on their downtime.
Really? Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. It's something that happened. Like those guys during like if they weren't out in the field, they were like the biggest drug users. A lot of them came back with heroin addictions and shit because of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't scare us with a good time going into the fucking war. Like, we got heroin, we got drugs, great.
It grew around, so fuck it.
But anyways, next thing we're gonna be talking about here. I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of days, and I don't know too much about this, but I do have some kind of opinions. But the Purge, apparently USA Network is going to be, I guess, canceling the annual seasons of the Purge show, which is, you know, fine. I remember like. Was it like full seasons? Was it like a whole like 12 episodes or anything, or was it just kind of like something small?
I don't know, babe. You were more into the series than I was. Do you remember?
You got me with a mouthful of fucking ice cream. 2 seasons. It was 2 seasons that they released.
Okay, yeah. I know that for some reason they said season 2 apparently was down 50% as far as viewership goes. I'm not sure if there's a tons of other shit that was actually happening around the time or whatever, because this comes out like around, I believe, August or something like that. But yeah, I know that, you know, with something that's going on now currently with the whole pandemic shit, maybe they just don't want to be so like, hey, here's a bunch of other sad shit to go around or whatever. But at the same time too, it's like, when do they even make these shows? And this would be a kind of a pain in the ass to, you know, to film when no one can be around each other and shit, right? Like, I don't know. But I do like the Purge movies, at least some of them. I liked Anarchy, and I liked I can't remember the other one was. Election Day was fucking terrible. I couldn't stand that fucking movie.
That was the one that got the biggest budget too.
Right.
I actually like the first Purge. Not the very first one, but like the actual title, The First Purge.
Oh, shit.
Well, the first Purge too, I guess, is all right from what I can remember.
Yeah, well, Ethan Hawke, I'm just a big fan of Ethan Hawke no matter what, so, you know, I'm always going to like that. But I'm just thinking, too, that, yeah, with the Purge happening, or with this whole situation happening, do you feel like it's just going to be canceled this year, and it's going to come back annually every year, you know, 2021 and afterwards? Or do you feel like, you know what?
You know, when you first brought up, like, Purge or whatever, I was just slightly paying attention, and I thought you were basically saying, like, yeah, the government canceled its annual Purge, and I was like, huh? That's honestly what I thought you were gonna say at first. I was like, "What? When did they start that shit?"
Yeah, did you get this from We Got This Covered World News? Like, what the fuck? No, well, like that's the biggest thing too. It's like when I think they wrote it that way on purpose. I'm really disgusting because they always have like these funny, and that's where I got the story from. But they always have these funny little ways of writing articles. But I mean, that's technically what they are doing. It's supposed to be an annual show, and it's supposed to come out continuously because there's so many stories within this to link to the movies. But with all the stuff happening, all these franchises coming back, these horror movie things, Candyman, blah blah blah. We still haven't seen The Quiet Place 2, y'all. Like, holy shit! I feel like, yeah, I don't see a bright future for the Purge series at all. Do you think this is gonna affect the movies at all, Roxy? Or because I don't know how much these stories connect.
Well, apparently the Purge movie that was supposed to be coming out in the summer is still planned to come out so far. They haven't made any plans about canceling its release or anything. So that's still coming out. But in regards to the series, maybe they had some kind of shooting restrictions with the whole Corona thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're afraid that they might get possible backlash for releasing, insensitive content during this point in time. Because I've already seen it happen, not exactly with a movie franchise, but with a recent makeup palette that came out by somebody who I don't like. His makeup palette was basically inspired by death, and it was called Cremated.
Jesus.
And he's getting a lot of backlash for that right now at this point in time.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Yeah, that's not something that anybody wants to even like order. Like, imagine just like, I'm gonna order the cremated mask that shows death.
That palette was so ugly.
Okay, I gotta see this palette. Who is this guy you guys are talking about?
All right, you don't know about makeup, but I'm not a big makeup person. But I can even tell you, like, this is a basic ass palette, and someone who does like extravagant work, I'm surprised, kind of.
It looks like the marble like sample palettes
Yeah.
at Home Depot.
Is it
Someone
Jeffree Star?
actually pointed that out.
Is it Jeffree Star? That did
Yes.
this? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe it's probably not good to keep showing this motherfucker, but like at the same time, I gotta know these things, man. Like, what the fuck? So is that his face currently wearing this palette, or?
Yep, he slapped
Is that
his face
currently
on
his
the
face?
palette.
I mean, give it a
yeah.
couple more years, it might change again.
Yo, they look like two different people right here, by the way.
So if you take a look at the shade names, people are giving him flack for that too, because it's basically like grave digger, grave robber, mortician's makeup or shit like that.
Wow, Jesus. Nail's kind of on point though, right?
Dead relative from COVID, number 5.
Oh, look right here. Rest in peace. Last laugh. Dude, okay, is he like? He's just fucking with people. Like, he's like a very popular troll at this point. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I would say if you came out with this shit like in Halloween, which by the way, let me ask you that, Roxy. If you came out with this particular palette in Halloween, would you have still been pissed off?
That's something that people are bringing up as of right now. They're like, well, this is a spooky theme. You're talking about death and pallbearers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why not bring this out during Halloween? I guess by his words, I guess something happened with production and they already produced a significant amount of palettes and that production stopped halfway when the whole coronavirus epidemic started. So he already made some palettes. There was supposed to be more to the collection, but of course, Corona happened. So I guess if he lets it sit until Halloween, it's going to expire. So he's just selling it just to sell it, according to him.
Damn, Kurt, that's obviously specific. Dude looks like
know,
someone
right?
who looked at his toilet paper after he wipes.
And then makes a product accurate.
I also got another question. Don't you? Because don't you want to make sure your booty hole's clean, or you got like
You're
a
supposed
magic
to look
sense?
at your poop
Whoa, God,
after
wait.
you poop. It tells you about your body.
Why'd you jump in front of the bullet for fucking Jeffree Star?
I ain't watching Shut for the Bull. I'm letting you know now. I practice good hygiene. I make sure my back door is clean. Ain't no shit in my game, though. I wipe, check. Okay, good. We good.
They called me in once before to look at your poo. You asked me if it was healthy.
Oh, that must suck being a nurse and then having a relationship and it's like, hey, you, my balls
I was curious.
are
I had to
fucked.
ask. She knows what healthy poo looks like. I had to ask, man.
Okay, so was his poop normal?
He was a little dehydrated and it was a little bit... let me just be honest. You had a lot of greasy ass food and it showed up in your poo.
Oh, that's fucking disgustingly great.
So he had slidey poos then?
Yep.
I wish they were slidey.
All right, no more. Brie Bear. He says, in other words, Jerry Star just cares about the money, and we just care about Ganja's asshole.
Jets over here wasn't slidey. No, Jet, I don't drink water. I wish it was slidey. I stay on that toilet for minutes sometimes.
We're not many layers away from each other as far as like health wise, so I feel like, you know, like the reason why I even ask questions about that shit is because like whatever you have, I'm either about to have or I currently have.
Now, you probably have the healthiest shits, to be honest.
No, Gene, I didn't wear a mask. This was in Vegas.
Oh God.
I smelled it. I told him what happened in regards to the smell, the texture, everything.
By the way, that wasn't an insult towards Las Vegas. Like, hey, in Vegas, fuck it. Like they're discussing. No, this was before the pandemic, so she didn't feel like.
All right, when I was younger, I did that, Gene. I was like 5. All right, but I have done that.
I mean, I guess I look at my. I mean, you know what? I don't look at my ass in general. I almost fucked that all up. No. I mean,
Gotcha eats ass too. He knows his way around a booty.
Ha! I get it. You fucked that hole up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shut up. Jesus Christ. No, but I do look back in the toilet to see, like, the damage I've done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself.
Y'all ever have, like, a long shit and be like, oh, damn, this one's probably poking his head out the water and shit, and then you just look at a single little turd?
Dude, have you ever tried to take a shit, like, basically you want to read because, like, it's taking a while, and then, like, your shit distracts you? It's like, oh, hold on, I'll finish that. Jesus Christ. You just let it out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, that was today's show.
You ever get surprised by how like big your shit is?
No. You know, I always
like it just like it slid out so quick. You're like, wow, must be really small. And then you look back and it's like a fucking banana or a cucumber looking back at you.
Me mugging.
You didn't flush.
All right, I got a question. Jet, you've hung out closer with all of us and stuff. I gotta ask: have you ever caught Diaz with a stinky poo?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
All right, because the only reason I'm asking because this man's diet consists on like ramen, water, and potatoes. So I imagine you shit like a hamster. No one smells it.
Well, no, my thing, and I've been told this bad thing. I don't want to get too personal, but it's like sometimes I'm like, oh fuck, it's gonna be a big turd, and it's like bunny turds.
The thing is, you're basically like slick when you take a shit. Like you'll have times when you basically go and whatever, and you'll make sure like no one else goes into the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
See Cedric preaching right now. Worse is when you struggle to shit out something and it turns out to be a tiny ass little booty pebble.
Yeah, no, that shit sucks, dude. Yeah, because that's what happens to me, dude. And like I'm like, my stomach's hurting and everything. Oh man, Corey's calling me about like my poop, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna tell him.
Corey's gonna be like, I gotta take a shit, man. I need to get this up. Hold on.
I got some advice. All right, I'll be right back.
What y'all talking about shit for?
Oh man, I don't even know how we got on this conversation. Shit.
Something about you having greasy, slidey shits.
Yeah, oh yeah, because Roxy checked out my doodle because she's a nurse. Yeah, I hate it. Sometimes they burn, but I gotta change my diet. That's all that is.
Have you gotten an anal tear yet?
What the fuck is that?
Babe,
Oh yeah, you
go ahead, Jet. Go ahead, Jet. I want to hear yours.
It's basically when sometimes when you have diarrhea or basically you have like really hard shits, you basically stretch your asshole so much to where it just tears.
Holy shit. No, I never had that. I had a hemorrhoid though pop out on my booty hole before. That hurt.
Oh bullshit! You bleed every time you take a shit, babe.
Yeah, but that's from the hemorrhoid. That's not because I'm tearing my booty hole when I open.
Has your butthole ever hurt after you taken a big shit?
No.
Okay. I gotta do something about that then.
Oh no, babe, no strap.
Yes, strap.
You trying to get me back from when I got you?
But you had to get me with the strap?
No, I used a little spit instead of lube.
Oh. No.
That's fine. That's fine, shit.
I thought I did it. I thought I got it wet enough, right, Jen?
That's how you get a prolapsed asshole.
Or just taking a condom and just rubbing it onto your dick, thinking that does anything about it.
Isn't there more spermicide on condoms than lube?
No, but this one didn't have any lube.
Damn,
it was bone dry.
What the fuck?
It was bone dry.
It was so dry.
Wait, are you guys looking at shit right now?
He must they just might as well just grabbed a fucking plastic bag and put them on their dick at that point. Like,
I'm having Vietnam flashbacks.
Blood 6, starring Roxy.
Vietnam shitbacks. But yeah, anyway, so guys, here's the thing. Corey did
What's
not
up?
tell me, but apparently his show is gonna be at 9:15 CST, so you're gonna be with us for a bit. And I've taken so many shits. I got stories up the fucking yin yang for you. But
That's why we call him Doodoo Diaz.
Didn't Jet and I scare you once when you were in the toilet in Vegas?
what happened?
I think you were pooping in Vegas, and then me and Jet were knocking on the door because we had to ask you something.
No, I was like, I'll be right there. No, I don't know. I don't remember that being the case, but you know what I mean. Like I don't know. That shit so much. It's just it's a faded memory. Brian Purge turd, ass purge. What the fuck is?
Yeah, they went off while you were gone in the chat. It's just like the best shit and ass jokes they could possibly come up with.
But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you guys got questions or whatnot, any kind of topics, like let's just talk about like shit that you guys been doing during the pandemic and everything, and see how you guys have been handling everything. But before we even do that, I'll move on from the whole purge thing, and I want to bring this up.
I don't think we were talking about the purge anymore, unless you're talking about asshole purging.
Pretty much.
Well, the plunge.
That's the parody.
There was this movie that came out, apparently called The Wretched. I guess it topped like the biggest drive-in box office for 2 weeks in a row, and this is an old story from May 11th. But here's the thing, though. Instead of talking about the whole horror aspect of this, because I mean it looks kind of cool. I don't know if you heard about this, by the way, Roxy.
I have not.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, for one, I look at this and thinking of like, oh, it's a wannabe Antlers, you know, that fucking movie that Guillermo del Toro's working on right now, whatever. But whether or not it's a wannabe or a ripoff or whatever, I want to talk about the idea of just drive-in box office. Why is that never discussed? And by the way, like, do you think that's going to take over the movie theaters? I mean, since that's going to be gone and whatnot.
If they haven't torn them down like they have in my town.
They've
We
torn
used
them
to have, yeah, we had a historic drive-in movie theater from like way back in the day. And they tore it down because they were going to put a Walmart up. But
Oh,
then
man,
people
that's
started complaining, and now it's just an empty lot.
Yeah, and it's stupid too to just be an empty lot because it's like, yeah, you can make money. Like it's a license to make money. Like people want to do this shit, and then especially considering this now. Back in the day, you used to go into a drive-in theater, be in your car, and the audio would come from your radio. With the internet, like, dude, you don't even need to do that now. You can actually make a bunch of money on people going to a particular website or a YouTube stream or something to have the audio from there. Like, this is a big missed opportunity for people to take advantage of the drive-in experience, but. Ganja, what do you feel about this, dude? Like, have you ever been to a drive-in theater, by the way?
Oh yeah, in Florida we have one at the Swap Shop. It's like a big kind of flea market type of thing, and they actually had it for the longest because it's become such a staple in Florida, like South Florida, anyways. That it was around for like the longest. Like I was still going to see movies up to like 2012 at there. So with them like being the only game in town now, they've actually been fucking packed every other weekend or every other day. They've been sold out in terms of like ticket sales. So I can only imagine in terms of like people want to bring back the drive-through has a chance now and a possibility, but it's going to be a niche. And how long is that going to last until like people forget about the coronavirus?
True, but then another thing too is like imagine like what it would do for like a local food place to be next door to this place because I'm pretty sure they can't do the whole like, well, you can buy popcorn here, blah blah blah, because then that would require people to be so close to each other, coughing, all that bullshit. But I would imagine like, dude, imagine.
Well, I know some of them are having like the walk up, so they come up and it's similar to like the Alamo Draft House where they come up to you, not on roller skates, ain't the 50s anymore, but they'll walk up, give you a menu and shit. You just order what you want, and they'll come deliver it after you're done cooking.
Really? Okay. Well, shit. Yeah, I didn't know.
That's the one in Greeley. I don't even know if it's still around anymore, but I know that's what the modern movie theater's been doing.
Oh, Marissa says, he goes, he drives by that place whenever he goes to Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, man, that was pretty cool. Ryan Washington said
It's
last
the
movie.
best place to get a cheap Chinese Maybon.
Ryan's talking about the place he went to, or he went to see Paranorman. That was the last movie he saw in the drive-in theater. So I feel like that's still pretty recent, right? Like 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years is still pretty recent. That business is probably still around, depending on if they like were like a local community thing. Because that's the biggest thing. A lot of these chains is kind of like Roxy's similar situation. They become such localized and they become such loved by the community as a thing to go do by the locals that they mostly stay afloat. And with the coronavirus hit, I'm more than sure the Swap Shop has just seen that just been their biggest thing keeping their business afloat. And then before, it was just more of a luxury that they had as some like nostalgia shit from like the 40s and 50s when they first opened.
Yeah. No, you're right. And here's the biggest thing, too, because, Jed, I'm going to ask you as well. Have you noticed anything with drive-in theaters? And would you be open to having that be your new movie experience until this whole thing's fucking taken care of?
I've never been to a drive-in theater.
What?
Yeah, where I am, they're not really. Actually, you know what? No, that wasn't drive-in.
Cut
But
to like she lives next door to one.
Yeah. You know what?
No,
That's what
this
that big
is
screen
like-
is.
there's one in the park, but you had to basically walk to it. You didn't drive into it, so I don't know if that counts.
That doesn't really count, no. I mean, like,
Yeah, then no, I haven't been to one.
yeah, no, that's fucking crazy though. I will say, like, I do think, and Jed, I'll have you answer this too. Do you feel like these can take over the movie theater? You know, the fact that they're gone, like the void that this is kind of leaving. Like, I mean,
I
don't
mean,
know.
it'd be great for dates, I guess, but I couldn't see myself having fun at one.
See, I would imagine having fun just because, like, dude, like, you know, when you're at a movie theater, you're like, oh man, if I would have, I could.
You're parked next to basically some loud asshole, and then someone there's a lot of trolls nowadays. Someone just basically gonna just come up and just start honking their horn and shit
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no!
during the entire fucking movie.
I remember the
You
biggest thing that was a problem in our drive-in, Jet, and I know you will hate this, is the stoners will come for every fucking comedy film, and the smell of weed in that parking lot would be ridiculous.
That's when you just gotta crash into that car.
Yeah.
No, it's just not one car. It's like 15. They're all hot
Then you
boxes.
gotta crash into all of them.
Yeah, or honestly, it could be something like this fucking movie. So this is one of my favorite scenes. I know I'm just finding a reason to fucking bring this up at this point, but in Twister, do you remember this scene when they're at the drive-in theater? And
Yes.
this shit was so great. the Shining's literally playing on the fucking screen. Everyone's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go." By the way, this tornado was chasing these motherfuckers. Like, dude, like Roxy, do you think tornadoes actually work like that?
I'm sorry. Alright, I thought I muted myself. Y'all just heard me go
Did
full
you fart?
retard. But what happened was I remember the ride of the Twister,
I was just
And
gonna mention that.
and I remember I fucked up the name of the movie, babe.
Yeah, you said like Twaster or something like that.
I said the stairs under the people or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what the fuck. But this is
At
POV.
Universal, they had a Twister ride where you could like, okay, so they had that particular scene of the drive-in movie theater,
Uh-huh.
and like Universal would like make its own like tornado, and you get to kind of see it like move cows around and shit.
Oh shit! Yeah, here it is. Like, oh, they got that scene. That's from the thing, I guess. But let me see. I'm trying to zoom past here.
Fun fact about the scene: they hate each other so much those were filmed separate.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which one? Because
The little videos, like you know how when you get on the rides,
Bill
they-
Paxton and the lady.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't know if I'm just like talking about what you're talking about. Like, because like
No,
the
no,
people I'm
yes.
showing on the screen, I don't know if you're looking at the right screen, but like the people showing on they're customers.
yeah. All right, so you missed it. At top, they have these screens that they play the intro, like all the other rides at Universal.
Mm-hmm.
But originally they were gonna have the two actors together, but Bill Paxton and what's the other girl's name, babe?
Helen Hunt or something.
Yeah, they hated each
Yeah,
other.
there
so,
we go.
Yeah, they hated each other so much that they disagreed on like everything in the film. That when the film was over, they didn't want to have anything to do with each other. So when they were approached to do the promotion for the ride, the only way they agreed to it is if they did it in separate fucking studios, different locations, and they just did dialogue over each other.
Whoa, that's some hatred for your ass, dude.
Most of the editing went to that.
You guys don't even know, but me and Alan used to actually do the show differently from different Google Hangouts. But no, I'm looking at this, man. For one, obviously this video doesn't do it justice, but did you guys like that particular ride? It's called the Ride It Out, I think it's called.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't think Roxy. I don't think you got a chance to ride it, did you, babe?
No, I never got to experience it. The only thing that I got to experience that I want to experience again is Jaws the ride. And it's still open in Japan, and I want to fucking
All right,
go.
so I just learned that Japan is like the holy grail of like nostalgia. Universal Studios. They still got the Terminator ride, Nick.
The fucking Terminator 2?
Yeah, they still have the Terminator.
Yeah, well, literally,
My
it's like its
dick's
own
so
movie.
fucking hard right now.
And dude, she doesn't have a penis, y'all. That's how fucking hard she is.
That clit evolved into a dick. That's how excited she is,
Dude,
y'all.
it's like Charmander into Charizard, bro.
I'm just okay. Now I'm just picturing the clit going dee 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 dee.
And then you have to you hit B and then you fuck it all up. No, the only thing I don't like about the Jaws ride, I mean, like, I never been on here, obviously, but one thing I did enjoy is that they have an actor and he's like, oh no, here it comes, it's a shark. Oh no, it's gonna get us. Like,
I like the Japan version more because they kept the classic. So they got rid of some of the set pieces because 9/11, Columbine,
Oh yeah.
America's love of gun culture, and they got rid of an element of the ride where the actual captain would try to protect you through the ride. So the actor was actually proactive throughout the ride, and he would actually shoot like a grenade launcher at Jaws, and it will cause explosions in the water.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of that in the American version. It's up till its cancellation, but they still have it in the Japan version.
Yeah, I mean, someone said Mauricio, I think, said in the chat, like, yeah, Nick, if you're a kid, you probably enjoy this a lot more. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but I mean, there's ways, like, for one, too, it's like they should have had something like above like the area, so you don't see like the light, and you can actually have it where like, oh no, we're stuck in this dark area, and like it's probably more effective like when the shark comes after you, because you're like, I can't see shit, what the fuck. But during the day, in broad daylight, you could see how fake that fucking shark is, and I feel like that kind of ruins it.
All right, the best time was the ride at night. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was like Orlando used to close like at 8 or 9, and Jaws used to go up until like 8. So if you were like one of the last people around 7 or 8, the sun was already like a misty kind of already almost down. So anytime you have a chance to like get on the ride at that time, you actually couldn't see Jaws in the water until his fin appeared.
Oh really?
And that would just add a little bit more of excitement to it. Same thing with the Jurassic Park ride. I still like riding that shit at night. Oh, you show an example of it. Yeah, that's way better at night.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. And by the way, so is this actual rain, or are they throwing water on you?
And I throw water, yes.
That's awesome. Like, do you imagine that at night? Just like,
No,
oh
it's
no.
not.
This ride actually operates if it's raining. If there's no lightning, they'll still have to put you on it.
Yeah.
It's a water ride. You're hard to get wet. Like, why are they gonna stop you if it's just raining?
That's true.
You do not hardly get wet. You went on that thing like fucking.
You
5
used to
times,
hardly
you
get
came out
wet.
soaked.
They increased the. I don't know if it's because like they made the boats different or they're just upgrading the ride as it goes along. Because I could tell like they're starting to add new tracks and they're gonna eventually add the upgrade to it eventually in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the Orlando one, but that drop down was a lot more intense than I remember as a kid though.
I like this show here, by the way, the Predator Cove.
Oh, that's the Jurassic World ride.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the new one.
Yeah, but I'm looking at that. It's like you don't want to call any of your buildings a Predator Cove, and like all the kids like, yay! And some dude in the back like, I'm just a janitor. Oh god.
You're a boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who loves to play with boys.
You son of a bitch! Why'd you have to say that?
And I just start screaming like a dinosaur. "Ah!"
Guys, there's this Kurt Angle promo. Man, maybe later if Corey takes a little bit extra long, I'll shut up. Shut up.
You heard Corey? He likes it at all style.
No, I don't. I don't
Thanks,
like it at all.
Cedric. Shout out, hey yo, shout out to Kurt Angle.
And I love to play with boys. Oh man, there's lots. Man, every time like wrestling's being brought up now, is always some weird shit. Like with Gertz bringing up to Corey, like the Vince McMahon, like I love destroying lives. It turns me on. Like oh god. Yeah, trust me, guys. Wrestling's cool. Just
How much more weird would that scene be if he, instead of saying "turns me on," he said, "It makes me hard."
it makes me hard. Yeah, it'd be awful. Or put Vince McMahon in Uncut Gems. I'm gonna come.
Ugh.
What? Kurt Angle's also the bestiality sex. Are you for real?
No, he says some stupid shit too.
Okay.
The whole fucking thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like thrown off now. I'm talking about bestiality, prayer codes, and the fucking Universal Studios. What's going on here, guys? But yeah, no, Jurassic World. I don't know why. Oh no, because we went to the Halloween version, so this is not going to be there at all, right?
No, it would have been there, but we Orlando, the Halloween Horror Nights is only in Universal Studios. Islands of Adventure is the one that has the Jurassic Park ride.
So by the way, hearing about that, and I didn't even plan for this topic. So sorry if you sound very uneducated about it, but yeah, apparently Universal Studios is going to be opening up.
Yeah, they're figuring out ways to do it. I know Shanghai Disney has opened up already, and I know that Disney is already starting to open up. But some people, all right, so people are complaining about the Disney open up because it's going to be so strict. Like they're gonna, if you're staying on location, you gotta prove that you are not sick and by taking constant monitoring. So one of the things they're doing is you have to, before you go into the park and leaving the park, you have to take your temperature. And as well as they want to make sure social distance is enforced, so a lot of the rides are going to have lower capacity. And matter of fact, at this point now, they're actually going to cut off the amount of people are going to be able to go into the parks. So it's going to be it's going to be a kind of a problem. I don't see a lot of people going. So a lot of the rides are also going to be closed. There's not going to be any shows because shows require people in costumes. There's not going to be any meetups.
Damn.
And even then, they're forcing on masks. They're all kinds of stuff. So it's not worth it, honestly, at this time. I don't get this. Like for these kind of things, you do want the virus to pass so we can go back to some sense of normality because these kind of industries do not work under social distance because they weren't designed for that shit. Half those lines are designed to keep as much capacity as possible.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna just lose more profit just letting less people in. It's gonna put a bad taste in people's mouth than if you just stay closed and just let this shit pass over and just keep your stockholders at bay.
Well, although not Universal Studios really, but the fucking Magic Kingdom, that whole like crazy thing that we tried to get out of there with, that would have officially killed us. Like during this pandemic, if it was anything.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, like.
Oh, me and Roxy. Apparently, this virus was active in the United States in January, babe. So we actually probably came in contact with someone that had COVID.
Well, shit.
Well, fuck. Achoo. Or whatever the people do when they're sick. I'm sorry. I didn't do any research, y'all. But here's the thing, though. I feel like with the Universal Studios having this shit open up, it's going to be good for Orlando, which, by the way, I like how Orlando and Jacksonville are doing a lot of things for sports as well as wrestling and shit like that, too.
Well, they have such a lot of open venues. One of the benefits of them being a convention town is they have a lot of open venues that they can host certain things. The big example I can give is a lot of the town halls and a lot of the city convention stands, even places on the Hollywood Boardwalk. As long as you keep social distance up, you can have live performances still. Matter of fact, EDC had their performances this weekend recently, and they had the DJs come from different locations. They just rented out for the lights and LED screens. For example, David Guetta was coming live from live from the club live in Miami.
Yeah, but no, man, it's fucking weird. I'm surprised too that like Miami hasn't been crazy enough to say, "Hey, we're gonna open everything up," because like Miami likes their fucking money and they like to, they like to be assholes a little bit. Oh, I think Corey's calling me again. Be right back, guys.
Talk to you, old daddy. I explain the story of Miami. But when it comes to Florida, I think a lot of it is it's all based on retail and tourism industry. So it's a state that really cannot maintain clothes and stay economically viable, as well as the people there. I'll be honest, I'm a Floridian, and a lot of them are fucking retarded, babe. You've seen them. Chet, you've seen the Floridians. They're not highly intelligent creatures.
I mean, they're kind of looking at us certain ways and shit, kind of judging.
Those are the Miami ones. Those are bougie Floridas. I'm talking about the ones that Florida man descends from.
All
You mean
right.
the ones that I almost got into a fight with at Aventura Mall?
That's again the bougie ones, baby. Y'all trying to fight? Y'all. Florida, like South Florida, is more than just the bougie Venezuelans and fucking Cubans and Colombians that live in Miami, y'all.
But that's the ones we ran into, and those are the ones we want to fight.
Y'all trying to throw hands everywhere we fucking went.
Quick update, by the way, and we'll continue talking about this. Sorry about that, but Corey said that he's gonna be a little bit later because he lost his keys when he got to the studio, and there's nobody's at the studio, so he's go back home. But
I never thought we would get a call. Yo, homie, do the show a little bit longer. I lost my keys. I'll be there. Like, if you had to give me a guessing game for like $1,000, that would have been like the last thing I would have guessed he'd call for.
Yeah.
Well, I found something interesting.
What's up?
I mean, it's short, but
There's lots of things that are short there interesting.
well, you know how they had the Halloween at home showing on Twitter
Uh-huh.
with Jamie Lee Curtis and the director, where they would watch it with you at home. I guess people were watching and expecting to get some news in regards to Halloween Kills, and something was confirmed that the Myers house is going to be in Halloween Kills, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh shit, that's actually because here's the thing too. They didn't bring that up at all in that remake because like, yeah, there's a lot of things that happened there, and Jamie Lee Curtis went far to fuck away and had her whole I guess her bunker, her fucking like she played that shit like a horde mode. Like she wasn't prepared for Michael Myers. She was prepared for the zombie apocalypse. It was fucking crazy. No one needs that many guns to fight off one guy. I don't give a fuck how supernatural he is. But here's the thing about that too. Do you think that was like something that people are gonna keep doing now? The whole like watch together with the celebrities, because that was an interesting concept and I thought was gonna fail, but apparently it did good.
Universal's actually doing it for multiple movies. I guess they did it with Mean Girls, and they have like a whole thing planned. Like if you go onto Jamie Lee Curtis's page, and she has a link to the Halloween movies, it has a link of the following upcoming movies that they're going to watch with you at home. From what I can remember, I know one of them was The Breakfast Club.
Babe, what did they do with Mean Girls?
They had like a showing where they'd have some of the actors and actresses, and maybe like the director or whoever was on the movie. They would do live commentary while they watch the movie with you at home.
Yeah.
Man, okay, that sounds kind of close fuck.
Yeah, man, because I'm trying to see, like, I don't know what to really type in to see.
I just want to point out, like, how, like, Hollywood is just like, let's make everybody streamers.
Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, well, that's happening, like, with bands and stuff, too. Like, there's like, hey, man, let's just talk about our songs. I'm like, okay, it seems a little masturbatory, you know?
I
Like,
saw Cypress Hill just get high and just, like, DJ Muggs was just press and play. Honestly, you wouldn't have liked it too much.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way, Game Boy SP with the biddies. I know you're over here in the Twitch thing because Facebook's not working so well. But
So those are foxes. So I'm just gonna give you. What does the fox say?
say, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember that fuck how to do it.
I'm not gonna do it because I'll be highly embarrassing myself. And I already talked about my stinky doodles earlier.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say stinky dick.
No, my dick is very clean. Thank you very much. No salt here.
But yeah.
My penis is actually hot. No, goddamn it. Low sodium, high fat content.
What the fuck is
You said say
This is
hot.
Yeah, that's why I fucked up and I railed it back. Listen to what the correction was, not what I fucked up.
No,
got hot
that's not
dick?
interesting. I want to stay with the fuck up.
I got hot pee I guess. I don't
You
know.
got hot, salty pee.
Y'all want some hot pee-pee?
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you for the busy, Mike. Yeah, I was wondering where you were today, but yeah, man. I don't know what's happening with WWE, but it's been a soap opera for so fucking long, dude. Jesus Christ, that goddamn show.
Sawyer
even
penis.
the-
Fuck you, Gene.
Sour penis. Really quick too. This is another question I wanted to ask y'all. Speaking of Universal, before we move on to something else. But one of the questions that people are asking on Google when I looked this up, trying to find the whole list of watch together stuff. Someone said, "Will Universal Studios make a streaming service?" How do you guys think that this could actually play out? Do you feel like that's going to happen at all, or maybe they'll sell it through Amazon or something? Like, because they're not going to be in movie theaters when that shit comes back. So
Honestly, they should just invest in VOD all the way, down to the point that they might even just. I think they should partner up with iTunes, Amazon, so whoever's willing to give them their own, like, you know, sometimes like Amazon and like HBO Go and like these new streaming platforms, they have their own channels. So like they have like different studios you can click on, like Showtime, and you'll get all the Showtime shows. I think they should just look into doing that and investing in that at this point. If the movie theaters are going to play hardball like this, and they're the weakest ones in this competition at the moment, Universal should just drop this nuts like 6ix9ine and just be like, fuck it.
yeah, I don't know.
Because they're going to win. They're a studio. They produce the movies.
Yeah.
And then it's Corona. It's not like the movie theaters can be like, oh, by us boycotting, we'll stop you from getting a wide range audience that likes the experience of movie theater. You can't even do that now. So your leverage that you had against these studios is gone now. And with direct sale and the fact that you got to keep this in mind, y'all. And me and Nick talked about this yesterday. This is all profit for Universal. So whenever you hear something like, oh, this movie made somewhat, you always got to look at that number as an exaggeration of what they actually make.
Yeah, like 250 million profit is literally probably like 30 million profit, because that money has to go into making a movie that they already spent on, and then they got to give everybody else their money before they pay themselves.
Distribution rights, making sure the theaters get their exclusivity. That's all gone now. So Trolls was all profit for Universal Studios, except for maybe Comcast or whoever they had to pay for VOD hosted services. And even then, that's way less than what they have to pay in residuals to theaters.
Yeah. And the coolest thing too is like it's still just a studio, because with Scoob, they agreed to put that on VOD. So some people still got their money, right? They still have to kind of share it and spread it upon. With Trolls, it was just Universal. So still, like, even though Scoob was a huge fucking success, it doesn't really even like compare to fucking Trolls. So, and then Universal has Fast 9. They got fucking, Jurassic fucking World. They got Candyman. Like, dude, oh my god, they're gonna rank it a fucking money. It's gonna be amazing. Emite, thank you once again for the biddies. He says, I mean, Jesus Christ, they had the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, which is a stupid damn name for that team. Doing basketball and axe throwing. Yeah, no, wrestling has been wrestling.
And let's
for a
be
long
honest, Universal doesn't really make movies that are like what you go to see, like artistic theater quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the movies that are lined up, like Nick said, they're all like movies that are probably going to do way better on VOD, and the fact that more people can watch them at once with the one down payment.
Yeah, and by the way, too, just to keep this in mind, guys, their shit is going to be like, I'm very curious to see how this is going to do, because it's a comedy. But we just brought this up like 2 days ago. The Kingdom of Staten Island, that's coming out June 12th, dude. Like, that's like less than a fucking month, and that's going to be over here on this site, universalpictures.com. This is going to be a big fucking example of like, hey, if this did good with Pete Davidson, who a lot of people don't know, there's a huge chunk of people that don't, they're not with it, bro. But it's also a comedy. Like, to be honest, I don't think comedies do really all that amazing in movie theaters, because what's the experience seeing on a big screen? I'm gonna laugh harder. Like, no, like I can see every comedy at the fucking
Maybe
house.
you hang out with people, but like you still have like people that are fucking anal. Like, I don't want to hear people laughing their ass off at a comedy movie.
Yeah, people get upset too and get irritated. Like, oh, that wasn't that funny. Shut the fuck up.
Like the one
The
we are
audience makes the movie more enjoyable too.
Yeah, but like, babe, like, we all watched a recent one that did well on VOD, like exclusively on VOD. It was fucking the Jay and Silent Bob reboot remake.
Yeah. By the way,
That was number one. like for the longest, it made so much money because it was the first one to go on like direct sell and VOD. It was number one for weeks on the VOD charts. No one cared back then because there was still movie theaters, but now that that's kind of becoming important to the level of like the billboards and normal box office, you'll have people now that are just going to try to get number one on VOD because now you're going straight to the customer. Honestly, it's the best business move, and for the customer, it's better. But for the establishment of Hollywood, they're going to see their income drop heavily, especially for movie theaters.
Yeah, Ryan, E-Mike is in the Bahe of the chat attack. No, he is just the E-Mike of the chat attack. Okay, he's the first ever E-Mike, and I love that about this man. But really quick though, because he's bringing up Halloween, all this stuff too. Now I don't think anything is going to get fucking like delayed now. Especially like, I mean, dude, they haven't changed the fucking Rise of Gru thing either, dude. Like that's surprising. The Minions movie, that's a big release. I thought that was gonna.
Why
be
would they? That's a kids film. It's all these movies on their lineup is perfect for fucking home release. If F9, if you have a decent television and a decent sound system, you're gonna get fucking movie quality for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, too, like, the CGI they use, especially like when Vin Diesel's catching a car, that's gonna look silly on a big screen, anyways.
Yeah, you might not notice shit more.
Yeah, but this is probably one of the best times for Universal because I was thinking about this last week and I was like, dude, I think that this is bad news for Universal and that's bad that like no one wants to work with them. But as we talking about it like this, dude, they're probably like, fuck yeah, bro. Like this is
they could be a trend center if this keeps going for them and it comes and shows to be a successful model. They are literally going to be on the forefront of studios now, just sending this shit to the customers directly.
You know what's really crazy? What if Blumhouse does this? Because Blumhouse doesn't spend money on shit anyways. Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that'd be fucking crazy. E-Mike, yet again, thank you very much for the biddies. He says, according to what they're saying on Google, Universal Studios is going to do a reboot of the Highlander movie. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Highlander was a pretty big property versus, like, shit like Star Wars or any of those other, like, fantastical fucking science fiction movies, but it could be cool. You know what I mean? Have you ever watched Highlander, Gandhi?
All I know is there can only be one. Besides that, I do not know anything else of that movie.
But yeah, man. But Roxy, what do you feel about this Universal thing? Are you cool with like watching all these movies on the website and shit versus fucking going to the movie theater and getting the whole experience?
Don't get me wrong, I still miss the theater experience. I miss like kind of getting dressed up, like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the movie by myself. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Like, yeah, it was a whole event.
I'm gonna get my big bag candy. Fuck you.
No, I always get the snack pack because you get a little bit of everything.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, too, though, like one thing I like about the movie theaters is because everything smells so good and so fresh. And to be honest, the shit's whack. Like Pop Secret and Over Rambacher are way better than movie theater popcorn. But I go there and I'm spending $8. That $8 could have fed me all fucking week. And I spent that shit for a movie and now I got a stomach ache. I gotta take a shit, but I don't want to miss the movie. No one ain't gonna pause it for my doo-doos. Fucking the goddamn candy is like $5. Like, I don't miss that shit.
Imagine if you could do it to a vote.
You guys are still buying candy at the movie theater?
Sure, I'm still buying food there in general.
Well, Jet, you don't want to bring like candy from other places and then like in the hot sun they melt and then you're sitting there and you literally got shit over your hands.
Well, then don't bring chocolate. There's other candy.
Listen, I understand, but I kind of don't. Like, I like feeling rich. Like,
just go to Walgreens or Walmart and pick up some candy like right before the movie or a day before, and then sneak that shit in your big ass purse.
Or go to the dollar store or Walgreens. Mm-hmm. Walgreens usually has a sale on candy, like 4 for $5 or something like that.
No, yeah, me and Jet packed our shit up. We did that before, but at the same time, like I did that, and I was like, okay, cool, we're prepared. But I still like going there, and like you see, like that fucking case, that glass case with all the lights on the candy, and it's all shiny. And it's like, man, give me that Nestle Crunch. You don't even like that. I don't give a fuck. Give me a Nestle Crunch. Like,
oh well, then that's you spending all that money. I'm taking my shit in.
I'm sorry,
I get a discount on it because I have a friend who works there. Like every single time I go there and he's working, he'd give me like popcorn for free.
Oh, son of a bitch. See, this is another one of those fucking things that women get to have. And yes, I know you guys give birth and it hurts a lot. But the fucking popcorn,
what you mean women? I've been friends with dudes since I was in like fucking first grade.
No, that's what I'm saying. That like if I was a guy, like, guys ain't gonna get free popcorn. Like if I went there,
I'm pretty sure you had a friend at the movie theater. Like I'm pretty sure they give you free popcorn.
Like everyone in the chat, like, oh, Fox News Nick is.
What's you gonna bring up next? That I'm Mexican? That's why I get free popcorn because I can speak to the guy.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Because you don't.
All people are the same. I apologize. I'm very sorry for saying the popcorn. No,
I
actually,
don't know.
fuck that. Like, I'm still mad. No, fuck that. Because honestly, even though he's your friend, and I understand that he's totally cool, whatever. But you could talk to a stranger. Oh, hey, I like that hairstyle, and they would have gave you free fucking popcorn. That's $8. It's not like just like a little favor. Like, if you go to movie theater every fucking week for a whole month, that's $32 right there that he just fucking basically gave you.
I don't go that often.
But I would if I got free popcorn because I'm fat. Because I fucking love that popcorn. It's delicious.
And I'm a hoe.
And I'm a hoe. I'll flirt with the dude. Oh, hey.
Just fucking spread your bussy open on the glass hay.
I'm trying to get that popcorn.
You know what I want to do? I want to like plump my ass on that counter and then have him take a picture for my Insta. You know what I mean?
Check out Diaz's OnlyFans, yo.
Hey guys, I'm seeing Endgame again. You know, fucking. Oh god, but like
You have no reason to have your booty out like that, Diaz. You be in the thought.
There's like a bunch of other shit too that I found silly. Like, remember when the Spider-Man movies came out and they have Spider-Man colored popcorn? And I think
What?
they tasted
Which one?
it
Which
too.
one they did that for?
The Far From Home.
I did
What's
not.
the most
I
recent one?
Mm-mm.
I think it was. Far
did not have that.
Yeah, it looks gross, dude. Like I'm gonna show you this shit. Let's see.
Yeah.
Cause this shit looks like fucking like they're berries or something. Where the fuck is that?
We didn't
Yeah.
have that. We just had like the black slushy from when like the Addams Family came out. That's the most
Yeah.
we had.
But see this shit right here? That doesn't even look like popcorn. That looks like someone, like a bunny, just like got shook and just shat out all different colors of fucking...
Fucking Easter Bunny got run up on.
Yeah.
Tricks are for kids, bitch.
No, I heard, I didn't taste this because I'm scared of shit, but like they literally said that like there's a different flavor to each one of these fucking popcorn things. It's not just.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not
Wait,
just.
that'd be too much flavors then. Like that'd be overload.
Yeah, right? Like, I was like, what the fuck? And they were doing this, like, near, like, you know, Game Boy lives kind of close to me. He's like, yeah, the movie theaters that we're next to, Game Boy. Like, fucking, yeah, they did this shit a lot. It's crazy. But, yeah, like, I'm trying to see this thing over here. This dude, this picture right here, he is not enjoying it at all. Look at his fucking face. She's like, oh, fuck. Then a lemon and the blueberry fucking pomegranate drink right there? That's ridiculous.
I forgot AMC had bars in it.
Yeah, which by the way is like that's what I want to do, right? I want to go get drunk, go up those big ass fucking stairs on the second floor, just hammer.
Hey, that's what made Venom good.
Nah, see that because y'all motherfuckers didn't pay attention to that movie.
2 Coronas and Tom Hardy. That was great.
Did y'all see what Cedric put?
What? Oh, Cedric.
Wait, what?
He got alchemy away face. Damn, dog.
Damn, that's fucked.
Don't make fun of that man's poor skin, high forehead, and like a little receding hairline, man. He didn't do nothing.
Alan Miracle, you're a wonderful person for what you do to children of Tulsa, and I appreciate
Like, why y'all
you.
making fun of this man? The fact that he got glasses that make his eyes look bigger than his head.
JP, thank you. He's
Hey,
still on the side of
y'all
this.
shouldn't be making fun of this man. That's fucked up.
No, I'm just Alec. You're great, and I will be expecting that code in the Facebook message.
Yeah, y'all make fun of a man that gives out gifts and shit.
He's
That's
like
fucked
fucking
up.
Santa Claus, bro. He's like nerdy Santa Claus,
Yeah.
just out there like, you got a movie, you got a movie, you got a movie. You know,
That's like calling Santa Claus fat. Like, what you get out of this?
like talking shit about Ellen DeGeneres. Oh,
But Alec's not fat. Isn't he like really skinny?
yeah, he's really skinny.
Yeah, he's string bean, but we ain't gotta make fun of it.
String bean Santa?
Got that widow's peak for days, my dog.
Oh, that's fucked up. Stop it, man.
Hey, look, that's what these people are saying, all right? I don't say that shit because I'm not a bully.
It's not one fucking message that said that shit in this goddamn call. Not one fucking message. Broken JPG. No, there is a show tonight. I don't know if you're watching this right now. Why you should stop laughing. But we'll be here hanging out. If you want us to read your messages, whatever, come over here to the chat text side. We'll talk to you. Corey got locked out of the studio and he had to go back home. So that's not funny though. That's not funny. It's very serious stuff.
That's actually fucking hilarious. So he just calls you again like, hey, my car broke down. We're not gonna be on till like 10.
I shit myself. I gotta go get home.
You made fat jokes to me and Nick specifically.
Yeah, JP said I got big titties. Like that was fucked up. No, I'm just playing. He didn't say that, guys. But the one thing that was funny about Corey saying that right now is like I love when someone pretends to not get mad. Like he's like, "Hey man, I gotta go back home." I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?" "Nothing. I gotta go home. Allow myself at the studio." Like just like it didn't cuss, but every word felt like a cuss.
All right, so I love when someone messes up. but they know it's their fault, and like it's not even like a big thing, but they don't want to admit to it because they're still pissed off that it happened, and they don't tell you right away what it is. You have to ask another question. And they go like, "Well, fuck it, man. Yeah, I left my keys at home."
Yeah, exactly right. It's like, I can't go there. Why? Because shit's running late. It's like, well, why didn't you? It's like, no, just stop it. Just shut the fuck.
I'm trying not to admit I was dumb today, all right, fucker? You do it too. I do it. Everyone does it.
Oh shit, man. I just read some news really quick on Bloody Disgusting. So we'll talk about this for a second. Apparently, this show, because I remember it was 2 seasons. I can't remember if there was a third one. Oh, I guess it was actually. Now I'm reading this fucking thing. All 3 seasons of NBC's brilliant Hannibal series is coming to Netflix in June. Were you ever into this as well as the Exorcist show and all that shit, Roxy?
Nah, I'll go fuck myself.
Damn, just answer it for me. Go ahead, you're the new me now. So
no, I'm sorry, babe.
Tell me what I think.
Babe, I don't got big dick energy like you. I can't speak for you.
That's not something you should say in a thing that's recorded. I don't got big dick, no big pee-pee. No big pee-pee.
My big pee-pee didn't evolve from a clit. I don't got the strength you do, babe.
But no, what do you think about this, though, Roxy? And did you watch any of those other horror shows that happened, like, I think, in 2016, 2015?
I have not. The Exorcist one had my interest for a little while, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, I know that Hannibal was a pretty good show, and it was, like, very, like, they kept doing shit where it's like, oh, cliffhanger stuff, like, what's going to happen next? But the Exorcist show, as far as I saw, like, I think he just did like a couple like possession things, and there's like a big like overlapping story about whatever the fuck, and they canceled that pretty quick. But as far as like, because there's a lot of shows. I remember me and Conjure were hyped about like the Rush Hour show and the Train Day show that was going to be made, and then it just stopped. Like everything just kind of disappeared. And Cedric's talking about Ganja's titties. That's not nice.
He actually did.
Ganja, you show your titties again.
Look, we accidentally added him to a call. It was early in the morning. I had no shirt on. And he just got straight nipple in his face.
Okay, I swear to God, dude, I thought you guys were about the beach in Florida. You actually showed your titties like, on the thing?
I don't know, it was by accident. Like we accidentally answered the call. I don't know what the fuck happened. And I'm just zoned out.
I can tell you what happened.
What?
I was on my way to work, and usually right before I go to work, I talk with him for a little while. It was raining outside, so I kept trying to like get the water off my screen. And then I'm reaching back into my car trying to get like my lunchbox and shit. And I didn't realize it, but I think I added Cedric to the call. and with how Garrett was holding his phone, you just see titty. And poor Cedric, he's just waking up like, hello?
Hi, Cedric.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing he just had his shirt off.
Oh, wait, were you naked elsewhere too?
No, I had my pants on, but like
he just about three-way call.
He just got on the call and he just saw my nipple. Hello.
It's goes like Nick got big titties. Nick, you make an OnlyFans account? No, not at all.
Do it for the culture. Do it for the culture.
He answered because I guess he thought that we were because usually we talk, like we actually talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So he thought, I guess, we were going to talk to him about something in specific, and he just saw titty.
Eddie, not only have you seen my titties in person, you see me cook food for you with my titties out.
Yeah, that was a very big giving up moment for me because I was like, listen, I it smells good. I want that food. I really hate those titties. So when you were putting those two things together, I was kind of like, dude, like maybe titties are not so bad, man. Like
you're just hard and confused.
Yeah, just no. Wait, no, it wasn't hard. I was just confused.
The food smells good, but pippy hot.
Fucking awful, man. Jesus.
Oh no, I cook bacon. Like I don't know, man. I got the touch of like a fucking elderly woman or some shit. Like I don't get burnt by grease.
Because what? Wait, no, women still get burnt by grease.
You're over here basically cooking bacon with your shirt off.
It don't touch me, Jet. Or I've been burnt so much I don't feel it anymore.
No, dude, today something funny
happened. That's not a good thing.
No, Jay, you know what I'm about to say. Earlier, me and Jay were just talking, just shooting the show, whatever, about right after the show, and all of a sudden I just hear this, oh! And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is that? And apparently her dad burnt the fuck out of himself. And it was one of those things where, like, when someone burns himself and they're trying to be like, anyways, continuing on my food, like, I'm just, like, laughing. Like, I had tears in my eyes just thinking, like, dude, like, you have to feel stupid when you burn yourself. Just, like, you can't do nothing about it. It already happened.
My favorite will always be my aunt. So, like, back in the day, I used to live with her because I got kicked out of my house because my dad was on some fuckboy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in we're hanging out. She smokes, so we're smoking and shit. And I'm in my room, and dabs just came a thing. If y'all don't know what dabs are, it's a concentrated form of weed, and you smoke that differently. You use a nail, which you heat up with a torch, so it gets like really hot and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what happens is when you get it heat up, you let it cool off, you drop the dab on, you smoke out of it because it basically vaporizes it. So I'm heating up with the torch. She sees the torch in my hand, the fire coming out the torch, and it hit on the metal thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at her. I'm like, all right, Titi, when I'm done with this, let it cool off for a second. Don't touch it. I turn the torch on. You mean don't touch this? And she straight up grab it while it's ember hot.
Oh,
And it sound all right. You remember how we were talking about the Mr. Sacco Rock versus Mankind shit?
No.
Her hands sound just like that.
Oh shit!
She had third-degree burn. She had like a little circle in her hand, like she got the fucking stigmata, like she was Jesus reincarnated and shit. Look, I love my aunt, but like I could tell we're related because we're smart people in our certain ways, and we're really hard workers, but we're also idiots in our own way.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just in the Smith Quiros connections of the genes we got going on in our bodies. But I remember I was staying with her, right, and I had just got out the shower, so I had just got.
I told you not to touch it.
I just want to told her. Like, picture everything. That's basically what happened. So I just got down to the shower, and I was using the jet to clean off the edges because it's an old school like 70s shower, so it has the edge that connects to the window outside.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes you get some soap on the sides and shit. So I was just basically being lazy and using the handle to knock it all off of it.
Uh-huh.
And I turn it off. I forget to switch it back to the normal shower mode. And I'm in my room just hanging out, playing games and shit. I had to be like 19 at the time. And I just hear, Garrett! What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
She comes running into my room, just soaked. And she's looking at me all pissed, looking like a wet dog. And she goes, "You forgot to turn the shower head back. I almost drowned." I was like, "What you mean?"
Yeah, how'd you just stand there and just like let that shit...
I turned the shower on and it kept hitting me in my face. And I just kept drinking the water. I felt like I was going to drown. I just looked at her and go, "Titi, you didn't turn your head?"
Close your mouth.
She looked at me like I was done real quick and just stormed out. She almost died like a chicken when you leave them out in the field too long and it starts raining. They just put their head up and start opening their mouths and shit, trying to drink it.
That's a damn shame, man. That's shameful, dude.
She was crying when she told me that story in Florida.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, I don't know how that was your fault. Yeah, Mauricio, yeah. By the way, too, I had to look this shit up when you brought it up, though, dude. But like, yo, that scene, I'm gonna show it really quick. This is what we were talking about with the Rock and the fucking sock thing. This is basically conscious family members.
Please tell me they can hear it. Please tell me they can hear it.
They can hear it. Ooh, that sound just. That was some great shit, man. I like watching some of those goofier wrestling moments, but I
do y'all ever have any like family moments like that? Because like when I lived with my aunt, I had several of those. Like, you guys, did y'all have any like relative stories like that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I can't remember anything off the top of the head. Which thank you very much, by the way, you Mike, about the bits once again. And yeah, I do think AEW does wrestling a little bit better than WWE sometimes. But then again, it's like that's why I'm gonna watch Raw later because I'm full of shit, right? But anybody here have like what Gon just said? Any family stories?
Mine mostly just involves fighting.
Same.
Like big, like fucking brawls in the parking lot, fights in the house.
Are you related to the gypsies from TLC, Jet? What the fuck?
We're not hitting each other with brooms and shit. No, it's just like sometimes like you'll go out to eat and then like another table starts saying some shit and then basically just like, okay, bitch.
But you're all related though.
No, like fights with other people, like at the restaurant.
I thought you meant like you were fighting with cousins or some shit.
And then, well, I mean, fighting with them.
Okay.
With other, like, at other people. That's usually how it goes.
Really quick, guys. I'm looking over here. Double toasted. Wait, that's the wrong fucking thing. That's my video game shit. But yes, they have finally made it back home. He is not let out of his house, thank God. I'm going to turn off the Twitch, and then we'll be hanging out on YouTube and Facebook for just a little bit longer. So peace out, all that good stuff. Goodbye. Go watch your mans.
He should wear that Guns hat up for the show.
He really should at this point. Now I'm going to talk shit. He ain't going to watch this. No, I'm just playing. Or maybe not. No. We'll see. But what you call it? Game Boy saying Chuck E. Cheese be the hub for fist fights. Yeah, have you guys ever seen a fight in a grocery store? Or
Yo,
a
I've
factory restaurant?
seen a video of someone get stomped out at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
That's not the place for killing somebody.
Look, dude, like the girl,
There's
like it was
so many fucking fights at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, there was a skinny girl, like like your body type, like thin, and she was going against like a fucking big old girl, and she pushed her over the ball pin, but not into the ball pin. You know, like the little side corners, like between the wall and the ball pin, and she got like perfectly stuck in there, and she just started drop kicking her, just like stomping the shit out the girl until someone grabbed her.
Well, I mean, it was smart of her to do.
It was like she wedged her, got her in place, and just started hammering her in like she was a part of the fucking fixture.
Jesus Christ, man. Sounds fucking awesome.
Fights at Chuck E. Cheese are amazing.
Yeah, man, I'm looking it up. I'm just seeing people like just talk seriously about it, like on these news stations, like, "Oh, Chuck E. Cheese is a wonderful place for people to hang out," but like I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, man, what you call it? I want to bring up one last thing before we get out of here. We'll end off a little bit sad, because I want to use this as a platform to actually move the Rock Mankind thing into more wrestling shit. But we'll get sad with it. Do you know the story about Shad Gaspard, aka from Crime Time? You know, money. Yeah,
he's the one that got caught in a rip current recently in Venice, right?
Yes, apparently something happened, and yeah, they gave it the search for him. I don't know if this motherfucker like got ate by a shark or something, but like, this is some rough shit. And am I? Because I don't know things sometimes. I'm kind of retarded, but I'm wondering like, is it like not normal for them to just give up the search so fucking fast? Because yeah, they said today that they're not.
Usually it's either like it got too dark so they can't search anymore, or basically they found the body.
Yeah, but like, dude, the guy is 6'7", 265 pounds. Like, if he's missing, something's wrong, man.
All right, so what happened was if you grew up near a beach, this kind of is like a common occurrence, but basically what you have is rip currents under a lot of the beach current. So what those are basically like pretty much super highways of waves that are just going as fast as possible, and a lot of forests that are just going back into the ocean. Mm-hmm. And being a Floridian kid, that's the first thing they teach you when you go to the beaches and stuff, just growing up out there, is when a rip current grabs you, one of the things you're supposed to do is relax and not fight it, because it's going to just take you back to the open ocean, and then you can have at least a chance to swim back in. Mm-hmm. But if you try to fight the rip current, you're going to spend all your energy and all your time like up in the air, up above surface trying to breathe. It's just going to just make it longer and lasting. So what happens to a lot of people is they try to fight rip currents, especially tourists from outside of states that don't have beaches or not dealing with water like that. What happens is they'll fight it, and then the rip current will pull them under. And as they get tired from kicking and stuff, they just start drowning. And the rip current, sometimes, especially if you pass out or you die, it gets so powerful that it can actually push you out to an open ocean that you won't come back until the night tide comes in and brings stuff in from the open ocean into the beach.
That's so fucking crazy.
Like a lot of people disappear like that, and then they reappear 2-3 days later because they washed up on shore.
Being out there in the sea or in the water or whatever the fuck for a day or whatever, like, is it survivable? Or like, do you think if he's out there, like,
oh no, if he was all right. So this is the thing: if he was able to fight the rip current, he should be back already.
Fuck.
That's one of the things. Like, as soon as it lets you go, you can swim back. Unless you drown in open ocean because you're not a good swimmer and you don't know how to just keep your head above water. Most people can get back to the shore. It doesn't take you that far out into the open ocean, just a little bit into the blue.
Yeah, and the biggest thing about this too, because I mean, officially he's not dead or anything, so we don't want to get that far. But it's like, I really fucking. I hope Ari Shaffir doesn't say anything about this shit, because once again, one thing that I'm not noticing a lot is like Shad Gaspard's out there, Shad Gaspard, but it was talking about how his kid was out there too.
Right.
Like I seen that like on one post that like, oh yeah, his kid's out there. It's like, dude,
yeah, did his kids see him get pulled out?
I believe so. Like I don't know.
Yeah, his kid's fine.
Oh, his kid's fine. Okay, because I remember that.
Yeah, they found him.
Okay, and the kid didn't have any idea like where his dad was, or like where he last saw him or anything, or.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like fuck. Like I don't know. It's crazy, but like my whole thing is I just hope everything's okay, and I just also hope that comedians or people that are like not getting shows right now and they want to like be, you know, like, oh, I gotta make sure to be popular on the internet for saying some crazy whackadaisical shit. I hope that people like Ari Shaffir don't use this as a platform to say something crazy and rude and fucked up, and then don't look more into like how fucked up this stuff is and how you probably shouldn't be saying that. So I don't know, but yeah, hopefully not rest in peace, Shad Gaspard, but yeah, guys. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna talk more about this because I do like this guy. Like I watched him back in like I think it was like season 2 of Tough Enough, or no, season 1. He was gonna show up and then something happened and he didn't show up. It was some crazy shit. But like him with Crime Time and doing the funny stuff they did in the middle of the 2000s, like this dude is funny as fuck. And I like his wrestling.
I think he's notoriously known for being a good person.
Yeah, seriously. So, fucking sucks, man. Like, I don't normally like to talk about like tribute deaths, whatever, because I'm not good at it. As well as the fact that like, I feel like some of those things really do feel like fake, and I'm not gonna go in here and talk about like, you know, it's funny. Me and God were talking about Richard Little and I accidentally called him Richard Pryor. Or no, not Richard Little.
Richard Little.
Little Richard.
Richard Little. Okay.
That Richard really is little.
Well, see, that's why I don't do it, because I don't know these people sometimes, and I'm saying stupid
I don't know the Richards.
I don't know these little motherfuckers. No, but like that's why I don't like to do it, because I say shit like that and it's like fucking almost disrespectful, because the guy did die and he's a fucking legend. But with situations like this, I know most of you guys don't know who Shad Gaspard is or Crime Time, but like this dude is a huge part of my fucking childhood. So it's like if I get a moment to actually say like, hey, fucking sucks, I love this guy, blah blah blah. Yeah, like I'm gonna take that chance to do so. So yeah, rest in peace. Hopefully not officially rest in peace. And with that said, Ganja, I want to tell people to find you and tell them what that Facebook's.
Well, you guys can find me at the Metropolis Collective on Facebook, where me, Ruthless, and the Great Birdman talk about politics, cultural stuff, get into all kinds of debates, and even call each other all kinds of names in the process. So go check that out, and don't worry, it's not going to be 72 pages long, just an hour podcast.
Yeah. By the way, Ruthless, if you saw this, I wasn't talking about you, by the way, in that fucking post I made, okay? It's other people within our community that also have shows that just, for some reason, can't fucking mature up. It's crazy out there, y'all. But... yeah, with that said, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I should have been queuing up the fucking music and everything, but I'm doing so now. You guys can hear it. People in the call can't, but it's all good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Turn up the jam, turn up the volume.
That's not the way it sounds, but thank you.
I make my own lyrics, bitch.
Peace. See you guys
Hey, yo,
tomorrow.
shout out to Richard Little.
Oh, you forgot to mention Cedric.
Oh yeah, Cedric. Oh, you're there, Cedric. Thank you. And you're not little. What if I got Cedric's name wrong? That'd be so. That's the worst.
Call him Little Cedric.
Little Teddy Boo.
Yeah, little Cedric. Yep. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.